Good morning, YouTube. From Robert Firestone, the flyover state of West Virginia. Wonderful flyover state of West Virginia. I would not give this state up to anybody. Uh, kind of feel right damn comfortable here, knowing that mass part of the population is awoke to the ignorant crap flying around. All right, this little segment of mine, I don't know how long it's going to go on. I'll try to be respectful to most people and keep the time to a minimum. But I had to start with, this is for DARPA, okay? Trump, 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 Trump. DARPA, come get me. I done asked you men in black, I done asked you fucking FBI to come knock on my door. DARPA, same to you, motherfuckers, okay? And for the ones that don't know what's going on, why I'm doing that, they decided they're going to start a campaign, okay, and use some stuff that they created against the Taliban, against Donald Trump supporters. Okay, so either we get ready for it and embrace it and actually show them and tell them, okay, for the ones that, for the idiots in DARPA that needs to see and hear, fuck you. Okay, that's what it boils down to. Don't give a shit about what y'all think y'all want to do, going to do, this, that, and the other. Um, y'all, I think I had some aha moments through last week, and they've hammered in my head long enough, and I think I'm gonna kind of go through some of this. This is the individual we're voting for, if y'all don't know, and me. See my old bald head. I'm gonna put my old lady's yard hat on. She said I look pretty cool in it, so the man of many hats. Yeah, I kind of shielded. Yeah, ain't too bad, I guess. I look kind of goofy, don't I? I look like a dunkard on acid. But anyway, back to the aha moments. I've been, I get off on subjects and on subjects, always looking for something new that I've not seen or heard. And I'd watched a rerun, then I'd watch something right after that that was kind of new. It's on the same subject of the the UFOs. Okay, let's look into this in a logical, respectful, thinking manner. Okay, for as long as we know in history, I got to take this thing off. Y'all just going to have to look at my old bald head and my rooster tails. I got one sticking up there real good. Look at that. But anyway, um, this hit me kind of like a ton of bricks, and I've never heard anybody look at it in this manner. Okay, we have a government. Okay, we're looking at history. We got been told, okay, that this alien race that's visited us throughout the centuries, the thousands of years, okay, that they're smarter than us, they're more technically advanced than us, but once you actually peel back the onion and realize that they're running around making the same fuck ups that we are. And what I mean by this is, we keep hearing, or at least I do, and I'm pretty sure if anybody's keeping up with the alien experience, y'all probably hearing the same bullshit too. Um, being they're smarter than us and more advanced than us, okay, but apparently they have some of the same trademarks as us. They don't learn from their history. They're here supposedly for humanity, okay? Well, if I was such an intellect known as an alien and had all these brains, okay, and all this insight to things, why would it take me thousands of years to figure out that I'm going to the wrong people? And this is for the alien race that may be listening out there. People can laugh at me all they want, but I believe before this is all over, we're going to see some things that's just going to shock the shit out of us. I feel that's coming. But anyway, to the alien race that's out there listening, watching, since y'all got eyes to see and ears to hear, okay, and y'all so damn incredibly smart and got this big intellect, running around with all these swole up brains, okay, able to speak to us telepathically, and one genetic or one generic bullshit made up, I don't know, lie after another, it seems like, okay? Why do y'all keep going to the same fucking people to help the race of people that's on this earth, the human race, okay? Don't make a damn what color y'all are, black, white, brown, green, yellow, whatever you think your skin tone is, okay? And just hell, throw the LGBT idiots in there too, and tell everybody there's 127 fucking genders out here, okay? All you mixed up conglomerate bunch of idiots, okay? We're just as dumb as our leaders, okay? And we're just as smart as our leaders. But if you go forth and you bring some kind of technology to me, okay? Let's just say y'all bring a technology to me to heal my heart, okay? I'm going to let you know, okay, if given to me, I would seek out every heart person that's got a heart problem, okay? I'm using this little small thing here. I would seek out everybody that's got heart issues and give them the technology once I was healed. Our leaders, our government, what good's that done you? Or has it done y'all a lot of good? And this is the game that y'all knew by going to these people, and you knew what their vices was, their habits, their control for power. This is self-evident now for most people that's finally starting to wake up. There's this 4-tier system when you first start waking up. The last one is anger, okay? Well, myself, I done been red-pilled long enough to where I'm angry enough to understand why I'm angry now at the system that I've been playing in, Alice in Wonderland game. But let's get back to the alien thing. If y'all set forth and brought me a technology that would power my house or any other house that I went forth in my property, I would be sneaking around to every one of my neighbors and turning them on to it and making sure that they understood it 100% so they could move it on to their families and their neighbors. Spread it, okay? And if you done it in a way, okay, a certain way, and y'all so smart and all this ways of beating technology and know how technology works and y'all give us the same abilities of as our so-called lovely government, okay, it wouldn't take long for it to spread on this earth. Then it puts us in a whole new ball game, don't it? Or is it, like I said a few minutes ago, y'all understood, and this is the game, okay? By going to our leaders, knowing how their hearts and their minds work, that's how you're supposed to be this great intellect, okay? Y'all knew that y'all found a whole group of viable, silly putty idiots that y'all could just twist and turn and stretch and pull and keep their fucking mind working in such ways to where they thought they was in charge at the whole time y'all been playing games with them. Is that what the deal is? Because for if these technologies, okay, let's look at Nikola Tesla. I run across people time to time, and I keep trying to throw them hints. And like I said, there's things in my life I know that I don't know why I know. I just know, okay? And for the educated crowd out there, a lot of y'all will come up with your educated theories, okay, and history and what you're taught to try to go against what I'm trying to say. Okay, run across another guy. He's somewhere in England, okay? He's got a little water turbine set up running through his window of some kind of warehouse in one of his buddies' warehouses, okay? I sent him a hint, and I just wanted to see what he would say. And the hint was a 10 kV transformer and a 5,000 watt DC to AC inverter. I already know that a 10 kV transformer is designed to pick up a hertz, okay? And this hertz reading is on the same level and gives the same sine wave, okay? It's a little off, but not much. The same sine wave as our AC power. Okay, now here's the trick. Well, that transformer, and there's going to be somebody out there dispute me on this, and I don't care if you do, until you rip one of these damn tops of one of these things open and go see for your damn self, okay? Now, we're talking about a 10 kV transformer, 3 foot tall, 18 inches round, I think, something like that, that holds mineral oil, okay? And you have contacts going in and contacts going out. The inside of these things, the transforming wire, okay, now, we're talking about big electricity, okay? The inside of the wire is no bigger than this, okay? This is a little bit bigger than a speaker wire. Okay. Hertz goes in, transferred, power comes out. The reason the liquid's in there is to keep it cool down to where it can transmit the power out so we can draw it to our homes. Okay? It's already been proven on the out of the box / mathematical science. Okay? The so-called cat's out of the bag for a lot of us. Okay? We already understand, like I said, I was trying to get him to see past his box that his formal training has taught him. Okay? I didn't leave no more hints than that. 10 kV and an AC-DC converter, 5,000 watt DC to AC, because his little water turbines come in on DC. Okay. Let's see. I had to put me on my hat. I was getting tired of looking at my hair flipping around, waving at everybody. Hey! But anyway, I try to give the individual a hint. Okay. Usually, if the individual is willing to look outside the box, which I thought he might be in because the way he's got his turban set up. But anyway, the wattage that he's got coming in of his turban is DC. Nobody's willing to look at these 10 kV transformers, okay, and pump power in just to see what kind of power they got coming out. Because according to the mathematical science, you can't get no more out of what is coming in. Okay, I've done seen the experiments for myself. That's a lie, and I believe they ended up killing the last man, or put him underground, or gave him a whole lot of hush money. Okay, don't know. And he was pretty much a brash, upfront individual in such a way to where at least every other video that popped up, he was doing this to the power company and cussing the power companies because he knew, he's seen, he figured it out. Okay, was Tesla a hybrid alien? We don't know. Remember, they're supposed to be more smarter and have a bigger intellect than we do. Okay. Tesla and Edison was not the mortal enemies that they claimed them to be, because if it was the case, if you study the history on the inverter, the DC to AC or the AC to DC, and look at its history and follow the patents back, well, these things was being patented in and around the same times that these two individual men was running around on this earth on their feet and running their mouth. Okay. Clearly, it don't really show who the real maker of it was. I found that strange. When you actually dig into the patent holder's name, there's some of these has got a list of names. Who owns it? All these people? No, that's another way to confound us from knowing the truth. And y'all have your own Wayback Machine, your own history index known as your computer sitting in front of you, or your phone, your gigantic smartphones. Okay, back to the alien thing. Now, for our government, for me, okay, to believe that this alien race that's been here and been here for thousands of years, okay, are to be this stupid, okay. I done heard of certain deals being made that was made with them, okay. Now, being that we got multi races on this planet, supposedly so does aliens. You got the grays, you got the tall grays, you got the Arctic or Nartics or whatever the fuck they are, lizard people, all different types of races, all different types of way of thinking, looking at things, helping us. Okay, been underground for thousands of years. Okay, here's the thing. Like I said, these beings are supposed to be well and above us in their thoughts, their intellects, every friggin' thing. Okay, how is it that we keep buying into them aliens? Okay, as just as dumb as us to keep making the same mistakes for thousands of years. Now, they're supposed to be smarter than us. Their intellects and everything, and they're supposed to have learnt. We're stupid, okay? We shouldn't be following what the human being up here sees as something uh, normal, okay? So they're expecting us to believe that these beings are this stupid, okay? For the ones that don't follow their history, um, yes, we're we're going to repeat ourselves, okay? For the ones that don't, the ones that does usually tries not to. And we even had a smart individual back years ago, a man named Albert Einstein, even said it, at any time that anybody, okay, does anything at least 3 times and expects a different outcome, okay, and they keep doing the same thing the same way and expecting a different outcome, okay, that's the definition of insanity. So, are aliens insane? Or are we to believe that they are? And they have the same abilities and recognizant way of doing things here that we do? Has anybody thought about that? Really? Because they keep going to the same group of idiots to bring their technology to us as humanity. Okay? We've had a few teachers on this earth that's tried showing us, and there's been a few other teachers have figured out the pieces that has been missing from the original teachers of this earth that we know of. Okay, I go back to Tesla. Okay, there was a reason, and I keep trying to tell everybody this, and nobody wants to listen. There was a reason for the father of AC and the father of DC to be born. Okay, at the same fucking time in the same eras. One was older than the other, of course, but one understood without maybe even understanding why. I believe that's Thomas Edison. A lot of times he figured things out and not know why he figured them out. Now, Nikola Tesla was supposed to have been the fill in the blank areas, okay? And if you look at these two men in history and what they've done, you'll see exactly what I'm trying to say. Okay, father of DC. He had to create generators every so these DC generators every so many miles to keep his DC going. Okay, here come Tesla. He comes up with AC, the alternate current thing. Okay, and the transformers and the big AC generators. And people don't think that he had anything to do with transformers. You better go dig into your patents. The man's name's everywhere. But they wanted to hide him because they already had somebody to throw in the fucking history books known as Thomas Edison. Okay, um, these two was to give us free power, and if we'd had free power from back when it was actually concepted and showed to us, okay, right now we would have wireless power, wireless internet, wireless everything, okay, and nobody would be able to touch it and take from us, okay. We would be our own each piece of property, like where I'm here. We got right at 2 acres, a house, and a trailer. Okay, I'd be able to light this fucking property up and make it look like a runway in Washington D.C. off of an airport. Okay, and be able to do it from the ground and the air. But see, they don't even notice that because there's this thing called static electricity. As the higher you go up, the more you can conduct from it. Okay. And then they slow us down on our ways of pulling it down. Okay. We got a ground we stand on. Okay. In the atmosphere is exactly what Tesla was trying to say. Okay. If you use a step up transformer, okay, you pull down enough electricity from the air, you got Wardenclyffe. And that Wardenclyffe, that's pretty much what it was, a big grounding rod in the ground with step up transformers all through his laboratory, pumping the shit out of electricity. People don't want to believe me. If you done read your history, tell me where they told you the truth. And if you come at me and well, this was written or that was written. Yeah, there was a lot of shit written. And we're just now starting to find out there's a lot of shit that was written wasn't true. A half a truth is still a lie. Okay. It just hit me like a ton of bricks. To the alien race, if you're watching me, I am definitely not nobody. I'm insignificant to where it comes to greed or self-reliance of wanting power. Okay, I'm half dead, 50-some years old, still smoke, got heart problems. Okay, my lungs work sometimes. Sometimes they half-ass work because of this. Okay, but if the technology's here, why do y'all keep handing it to the wrong fucking people? Y'all here for humanity, okay? The SOB with all of his little certificates from his ground to the top of his ceiling, known as universities and colleges and the higher educations, apparently, either you playing these fucking suckers for fools and you keep handing them wolf tickets and you got them convinced, okay? Or y'all are dumb as we are, supposedly, because you're handing it to the wrong fucking people. You want to help humanity? Get it out here in the fucking streets. Get it out here in the backwoods. Get it out here to the people, not to the idiots that so thinks they're leaders. Because about 90% of them, that's all they can do is think they are leaders. Okay? On to the next bunch of bullshit. To you farmers out there, if y'all are dumb enough, okay, to undermine your crops and tell me that the federal government's not subsidizing y'all's failure, y'all full shit. Because if you're a federally funded farm, and I worked on tobacco farms, cut tobacco, watched acres and acres just fucking rot that they got paid for, okay? Y'all trying to tell me, some of you know, I understand, and y'all have a legitimate argument. But a lot of these farms, the beef, the pigs, the chickens, the vegetables that y'all tilling under, dumping the milk, um, can't bring the beef fast enough to the actual grocery store, this, that, and the other. Um, you're trying to tell me whatever population that you're living in, okay, if you went and knocked on the fucking doors of your neighbors and told them that you're willing to sell them a quarter of a cow, okay, for the same price you're getting for sale, that they wouldn't snatch it up right now, or that you wouldn't be cutting it up, putting it in freezers, and getting ready to get rid of it later. That's cows, pigs, chickens. Your vegetables could be frozen, most of them. Uh, y'all's fear tactics is getting old, okay? And I believe more than 90% of what the fuck we're seeing and hearing right now, me personally, can't speak for everybody else, okay, that about half our news we're getting. Remember who the fucking enemy is here. It ain't us. It's the idiots that keep trying to download this with plumb full of bullshit, okay? It's the news media doing all this. Where do we get our news? Where do we get our information? To make us believe this bullshit. Just think if you took 7 days out of this whole picture that we're living in right now. Everybody did. Okay? Not just one or two motherfuckers, but all of us. Okay? Took 7 days out of it. Do you think the media would even be around anymore in 7 days? If there wasn't a newspaper bought, there wasn't a magazine bought, or nobody tuned into their bullshit for 7 days, I believe it would put a real hard situation on them. And then they're failing now. Okay? We're watching it slowly go like this. But just slowly as it's going like this, they're constantly pumping out bullshit and fear. Okay? Not saying that these things ain't going on, but I'm telling you, if you got a glass half full, is it half empty? It's the same theory. Okay? And I looked around and tried to think how you would red pill somebody. The first thing is, let's take an educated person. They spent 4 years in college to get somewhere to where they can make good money in their 4 years of training and their education. Okay, now you take the same individual and say their teacher, okay, did not teach him one part that was real important, okay, to this individual's education. And this individual graduates with this piece of paper that says they're experts at it now, okay? They get out in the real world, okay? The one we live in, not the one that they've got blowed up in a bubble around their head thinking that's real life. It's not. Okay, but anyway, take that individual. This individual goes applies for a job. And the individual sitting behind the desk that's wanting to hire this individual is thoroughly impressed with the documents they've got, the paper, okay? I'm impressed with the $100 bills laying on my desk, okay? It falls back under the same bullshit, fiat. And this individual behind the desk starts asking this individual just graduated that wants a job key important elements of this education. And this individual that just graduated don't know a damn thing about what he's talking about. It's like speaking to this individual from English to Chinese. Don't have a clue. Now this individual is like, now I got this education and I'm an expert at it, but what is this guy talking about? Where is all this in my education? That's the same thing they're doing to us. Okay? Daily. From the non-educated to the highly educated. When they leave these bits and pieces out, the half of truth, still a lie. Okay? But also, when it takes to learn how to red pill somebody to have them have an understanding for the ones that don't think this is really interfering in their lives. Okay, I got a sister that thinks this way, but she runs around in the system daily using the same system that she thinks don't interfere with her. We all do it. Okay, they got us convinced. If you want to hide something, you hide it under somebody's nose. Okay, or you don't give them all the information. And then they know that people mainly are lazy up here when it comes to knowing facts and stuff, really facts about something that's this or that. Okay. Being that we've got libraries Okay, that's what it started off as. Now we have an internet. Okay, and we've got also so much fraudulent bullshit, lies, half truths being handed to us daily through this, that what is the truth and what isn't. Now, back to the alien race. Who is to believe now that these so called smart, intellect, highly advanced beings are just as stupid as we are? Thousands of years going to our leaders. Now remember, that's been programmed into us too in all these little fucking Martian movies. Take me to your leader. Take me to your leader. Remember? Okay. And our leaders take the technology, bury it, use it for their own goods and their own evils and their own outlooks. That's just like people starving to death in Africa. Okay. My understanding, there's all kinds of places over there that Africa has these aquifers underground. Okay. And they also, in a lot of places in Africa, have fertile ground, or we wouldn't have had all these farmers over there that's done been beaten head because of their fucking skin color now, okay, and run out, okay, stolen, robbed because of the leaders, okay. Africa could have been one, or still can be, still can be. Just think, as big as Africa is, think of just the fruit, produce that could be grown there. A plastic hoop house with greenhouse plastic is not really that expensive, considering you could build one 200 or 300 foot long, 2 or 3 football long, field long, okay, and half the width, or yeah, no, yeah, width. Excuse me, I had to think of it for a second. It hurts, but anyway, you just think about all. Okay, Village A, 100 people, 100 greenhouses. Each one of them has a greenhouse that's 100 yards long and whatever it is wide. Okay, uh, think of the food that could be pumped out of there for the world. Instead, we're trying to feed them people, which the leaders keep taking away from them. When are we going to? I mean, this is the same old argument, and it's redundant, but it's the truth. When are we going to wake up? When are we going to see that our leaders are a big bunch of bullshit because we feel like they got a higher education or somehow or another they're smarter than us, okay? Let's take that theory, smarter, okay, and go back to our forefathers. I've done harped about this too. Our forefathers, more than 60% of them, was fucking farmers. Do you not understand? They work with these and this. They just didn't work with this and never these. these idle hands that it speaks of in the Bible is not a good place, because these, when they get idle, this up here starts making them do things that they shouldn't really be doing. Then you got idiots that are leaders, and a lot of people don't want to talk about this, but it's coming. And it's going to all up your fucking face, your back, your ass, if you're willing to pay a fucking attention. You got these so-called leaders that run around sucking babies' blood, terrifying infants. They're trying to make COVID a bigger mass index of death than abortion. And there's 10 million at least plus a year, okay, that's countable abortions, okay, that people use dead babies in all kinds of so-called scientific ways and means, and to the good of man, to the bad of man. And you got a bunch of idiots that runs around terrorizing children just to get the adrenochrome out of them. It's just one shit show after another. Now remember, aliens are supposed to be smarter than us and got a bigger intellect. So why is it they keep going to our leaders? Or does the so-called aliens understand for them to go to the leaders, they get to run around and have all this wonderful sadistic ways of doing things too, because our leaders ain't gonna say nothing to them, because they're running around doing the same damn thing. Maybe. I'm just throwing scenarios here. It hit me like a ton of bricks over the weekend. Well, why in the fuck they're here for us and the humanity, okay, the earth, not just this small group of idiots that calls themselves our leaders, when they're actually 99% of them is voted into office, okay, to serve us, and we've got that role played on us and flipped around, okay. Most people don't understand that, okay. These states that's being locked down by these mayors and these congressmen or governors or whatever the fuck they are, some people's finally starting to wake up saying, hey, motherfucker, we voted you in. How in the hell do you all of a sudden feel like that you got a bigger dick than I do? There's 5,000 of us and one of you. Okay? An individual I used to watch all the time, and still time I still watch him. He made this movie called, I think it was called The Little Dot. And it's a cartoon. And this little dot was showing this group of people, maybe 5 or 6 people, okay, calling themselves our leaders, our law enforcement, this, that, and the other, okay. And it shows this line up through the middle of the screen. And on this other side of this line was us. Tens and hundreds of thousands and millions of us. But we're listening to this small group of fucking idiots because they see the opportunity to rape, pillage, rob, do any damn thing they want to do under the guise of certain things known as so-called the rule of law, okay. Like I said, supposedly it's all coming down when Flynn gets moved to the limelight, okay, and it's all taken away from him. That what all he went through, I believe, was a setup from the get-go. I believe that's about half of what's going on with these governors, mayors, and senators right now throughout the United States with Trump, because Trump already knew if he stood up against this COVID and stood there and looked at these people as what they are, pieces of shit, and told them they was pieces of shit, none of us out here would have understood it, because the mouthpiece, known as the media, would have had us convinced that something was wrong with Trump. Okay? Sometimes you can't just tell somebody something. You got to show them something, like it's hiding in plain sight. I had it proven to me 100 times in different ways in my life. I had an uncle that was growing some real good marijuana, and I went to visit him, and I was going to pick me up a happy sack or two, and made it on up the hill and everything, and pulled up in the driveway, and mom was there, my aunt, and we was all standing around talking this, that, and the other, and wasn't paying no mind to anything. And he had over 200 or 300 pot plants planted in and around his house on his property. One, I walked right by within 4 foot and didn't even pay no attention to it because it's planted right under my damn nose. Okay, it's been proven to me. Okay, if y'all think that it hasn't been proven to you, that's up to y'all to fantasize about. I know better. Done seen it. Remember, we got a big one right now. It's called the rule of law, right under our nose. And it's been going on for up 10 years. Like I said, Bill Barr is going to break the back of the so-called globalist with the same laws. Something don't ring true there to me. And I do believe that for whatever reason, whoever's whispering in Trump's ear about us, yeah, the only way that our childlike fucking way of doing things and seeing things is going to have to be put in ways to where it's going to have to be understood to all of us. Okay? And being all of us is all age groups, all different uh, theories of education, from the lowers to the highers. And I believe it's going to be harder on the ones that's already educated because they've done convinced themselves they know their box they was put in and slammed into their head. Okay, talk to them. That's the only way. Just like the fellow that I was telling you about in England with the little hydro experiment going on. I tried to explain to him without explaining to him because I was hoping there was a few corpuscles or whatever brain cells up there, fragments of things that would click. But somehow or another, I wanted to see how his education was going to fool him, and I was right to do it because if I went into trying to explain it to him, he would come up with 1,000 different scenarios. He already come up with one, and I won't go through the process of what he said, but he come up with one, and I picked up the keyboard, laid it in front of him, and I started writing back. It's like, no. If he will not take the time to get out of his fucking box and his book to go forth and experiment on what I've told him, that's his stupidity. Okay? I get out of here and onto a little bigger piece of land to where I can start pulling resources. I'm saying within 8 months. Okay? I will no longer need an AEP drop on my fucking house in the new property. I won't do it here because I'm too open and I'm too many neighbors around me. And that's something that you really would have a hard time hiding under somebody's nose, especially the wrong idiots. Okay? It ain't my neighbors that I don't trust. They would be talking to the wrong people if I showed them. Then I could probably never show them and they'd never give a shit because that's how good of people they are. They don't run around sticking their friggin' nose in your business all the time. That's good neighbors. Hey, how you doing? Wave, go on, have a conversation a few times, maybe a few times a week. Uh, how'd your fishing expedition go? Or, damn, that's a pretty nice truck. That type shit. Not who you fucking or who's your boyfriend, who's your girlfriend. What are you doing in your back room? What's that wire? I don't hear none of that shit. I don't hear nothing out of my neighbors. They don't raise hell. They drink. They have a good time. but they don't hear nothing. The only thing that kind of, I guess, aggravates me here is being too close to the road. Okay, we're up on a hill, and sound tends to travel from the lower points up. Sound rises just like heat rises. Okay, and it makes it sound like up here that it's way louder than it really is. Okay, and then our neighbors love to mow. Grass get that tall. Okay, y'all see that? That tall. They got to be right on top of it. I believe some of that's boredom. I got one neighbor that's ex-military, and I believe his is boredom, and he's got to constantly be doing something all the time because his training in the physical with the mental kept him that way in the military, on the go all the time. Okay, where there's nothing really wrong with that, and I can't say anything to my neighbors constantly mowing all the time, but I find it kind of strange uh, how we get locked into something, especially when you go from not having something or you've had it your whole life and you try to either jump on it then and not having, or you jump on it from having it. Anyway, like I said, main thing was the aliens today for me. Uh, I'm hoping all y'all understood what I was trying to say. I've got strange, weird ways of bringing my point across sometimes, but remember, aliens are supposed to be smarter, supposed to have this incredible intellect. Their technologies and things are way above ours and beyond ours. Okay, but their thought patterns and the way they perceive things is the same as ours, from the dumbest to the smartest. Because if it was for us, the humanity, like they keep claiming, okay, this is coming out of people that supposedly been around aliens and told us this, okay, it's supposed to be for humanity. Well, why in the fuck do y'all keep going to a small part of our humanity known as our leaders, other than we've already been programmed in our little alien movies? Take me to your leader. Okay? We've been programmed already. That's a proven. I mean, go watch some of your alien movies that's got to go talk to our leaders. Okay? But they keep going to the same old idiots, uh, subhuman, smarter than God man and woman. Okay? Most of them think they are anyway. They think they're kings and queens and above all of us. Remember, we elected these fucking idiots. Okay? And they're supposed to be there for us, not us for them, but that got turned. But remember, the aliens are supposed to be smarter than us, and they're even supposed to be smarter than our leaders. Okay? So maybe they are. Maybe they knew that group of psychopaths known as our leaders would do exactly what they wanted them to do, and they wouldn't have to convince them. They automatically knew that our leaders, fearing them starting off, knew if they gave them favors, favor for favor, favor for favor, that's no different than spending $50 in a whorehouse. Favor for favor, fiat. It's the same thing, same theory. But like I said, they're supposed to be here for us and humanity. And it's supposed to make the earth better. Okay. Then you hear this bullshit theory of they're not supposed to interfere with us because we're a being that's supposed to ascend. Okay. Well, you ain't got to interfere in a manner to where we can say an alien come to us. Uh, Come to one of us in our fucking sleep. Do it to me. put it in a dream to me to where I'd have to go buy a new notebook and write all of my dream down so I could go forth and do something like this, or go forth and heal myself by the grass or the weeds or something in my yard that would heal my heart with a dream. Y'all don't have that technology? Y'all don't have that ability? So you're saying you know damn different than we are. Huh. Y'all supposed to be this superhuman race or superhuman alien race that's supposed to be above and beyond us. No, if you actually follow the history. And for the ones that know this, okay? For the ones that want to keep crowding their mind with all this bullshit that's been put through history, 99% of these things fall back to one thing only, and that was the fallen angels, fallen race. Okay, they had a certain charge and seat in heaven. They walked away from. Okay, there's been 3 Earth ages, and time shows this. They don't want to claim it. Okay, they come up with their own bullshit theories, the Darwins and all the other crap. Okay, now they're just starting to, within 2-3 years, and they're starting to find dinosaur bones with living tissue, blood vessels. But they tell us dinosaurs are 60 and 80 and 100 million years. Well, who's to say they ain't? If you had 3 Earth ages. But this last one that we're living in ain't no 60, 80 million years old. This is why man can't connect the past on what's going on now. Because there's been times and times and times on this earth that none of us seen, and there's going to be times now that none of us has never seen. And part of it right now is going on right in front of us. And 90% of it's a lie. But we can't get past our own ignorance out of our box because of our educations, okay, and what we've been brought up to believe, okay, about 80-90% of what we're hearing and seeing. Okay, here's a prime example for everybody. Russia. All of a sudden, now, Russia is fighting COVID. How the fuck that happen? Remember, Putin was smart enough to shut all these fucking borders down months and months and months and months back. Putin was also reporting no COVID patients in Russia. I'm just asking. I'm having a real hard time believing anything anymore, especially when it comes to the information that's being fed to me. And it's not being fed to me in a gentle way. It's being fed to me in an asshole-ish way. There's the truth. There's a lie. There's a bit of truth. Bigger lie. Okay? Then these two go like this, the truth and the lie, and fed to me again. It's being dotted everywhere. Okay? Then it's up to me as an individual to look through the bullshit. Well, I'm calling bullshit as bullshit. The Russia thing with the COVID, bullshit to bullshit. The alien thing, bullshit is bullshit. Okay? Yeah, these beings exist, been existing. Even the Bible claims they do. Okay? That's the oldest history book in time. But they're no damn smarter than you or I. Okay? If they were, and they was here to really help like they try to claim, they would come to some bitches like me to help humanity. Not the so-called leaders, sadistic leaders known as pedophiles or psychopaths. That's enough of me ranting and raving. 10:43 a.m. 5520. Peace to all y'all. Love all y'all. Thanks to everybody that's subscribed. Thanks to the older subscribers. Don't even know if this even get out. Sorry for how long the video is. But hopefully y'all find it entertaining and help turn something on. The ones that already has, I know. Okay. The ones that hasn't, I hope it helps. Because, like I said, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Is the alien race as smart as it claims to be? The intellects and all this bullshit? When they keep going to the same old group of psychopaths to help humanity? That group of idiots? Peace to all y'all.